MAPC, or the Metropolitan Area Planning Council, is the regional planning agency for the metropolitan Boston region. We cover 101 cities and towns, and our mission is promoting regional collaboration and smart growth, or sustainable development.
Everything we have done with them has been done in a very professional, sound, most importantly, inclusive manner. The public has been involved, all aspects of government have been involved. They help us explain to the public often very complicated programs such as solar, such as what an ESCO is, what an Amoresco is, zoning law. All of those things are done in a manner that involves the public and government in a partnership with the state to implement good programs that are good for taxpayers and good for the future of the city.
MAPC's Clean Energy Division is a new division at MAPC. It's something that came about really at the request of our communities. They were looking at the new clean, green kind of energy environment and climate and seeing how can we get involved in this and how can MAPC help us to take advantage of the clean energy sector that Massachusetts has really been trying to build. So right now we have 5 staff members, both interns and full-time staff, that are available to provide technical assistance to cities and towns on a whole host of clean energy issues, everything from energy efficiency, renewable energy, how can they make their city or town cleaner and greener.
MAPC helps communities work on energy planning issues in a variety of ways, including creating energy master plans and increasing local capacity. LEAP is our local energy action program, and it's designed to help communities work on a variety of energy efficiency and renewable energy projects, not only in the municipal sector, but also in the residential and commercial sector.
Our local energy action plan has several pieces in it. The first piece, because Medford has a history in energy and the environment, was looking at our old climate action plan, looking at what Medford has done, and sort of recapping that.
One of the aspects of our local energy action program is helping a community put together a local energy action plan. And the plan is really designed for 2 reasons. One, it helps the community identify the past accomplishments done around clean energy, whether it's renewables or efficiency, and it also helps them create a path forward of opportunities they have to pursue this type of work in the residential, commercial, and municipal sector.
We had been focusing on municipal energy usage, but through the work that the MAPC did, they helped us realize that actually 63% of the energy used in Medford is residential, 30% is used by our businesses, 5% in our commercial sector, and only 3% of the energy used by the entire city of Medford is municipal energy usage.
We had a goal that we had set for 2014 to reduce carbon footprint greenhouse gas emissions by 20%. By 2013, we had already reduced it by 30%.
They helped us realize that we need to focus on residential and business energy if we really want to make a difference with our carbon reduction and greenhouse gases.
We bring together stakeholders from across the community to help identify energy goals and also identify what projects that the community can do to reach those goals. And it's really important to bring stakeholders together early on in the process because it makes it much more feasible that these projects will get implemented in the long run. These action plans work well for a variety of communities, from communities that have already done a significant amount of energy work, such as green communities. This program allows them to think about new and innovative projects that they can get involved with. And for communities who are just getting started in this field, the Energy Action Plan allows them to understand where their energy consumption is in the community and then identify which projects they should get started with first.
Part of the Local Energy Action Plan program is that the MAPC would not only help us develop a plan, but then they wanted to make sure that we got started on that plan and started moving on our actions, because having a document is one thing, but actually implementing is the important part. That's where you start making a difference.
And what they did for us when we were working on 12, 14, 15 different subjects, they brought focus to 2 of them: solarized Medford and also energy audits for the residential users.
Part of what the LEAP recommended is that we really need to do some capacity building in Medford. So since the LEAP has been published, actually our office now is staffed with 2 full-time people, and to realize that sometimes when we have some grant money, the right place to spend that is to get some additional internship help.
One of the things that we paid close attention to is the need for communities to increase their capacity to work on these energy issues at the local level. To address this need, we helped 2 communities come together, Arlington and Bedford, to hire a shared energy manager.
With MAPC's guidance, legal expertise, and help, we drafted an intermunicipal agreement which had Arlington as the hiring agent or the employer of the position, but shared somebody 3 days a week, 2 days in Arlington, 1 day in Bedford, to be the energy manager for both communities.
One of the benefits of having an energy manager is it's a person who focuses specifically on energy efficiency and lowering consumption, and that's their job.
Since she's been on, she's developed projects with various departments within various facilities, and we're now moving forward to implement projects that just a year ago I don't think we thought we'd be in the position to implement so quickly, so it's been a great success here.
There really is a lot of cross-pollination between the 2 towns, as well as whenever I go to a regional energy managers meeting, I then bring information back for both towns. So grant opportunities or new initiatives, I go to one meeting, but I can give it back to both towns.
Since it's been very successful, we've been continuing to work with other communities in our region to help them identify what capacity needs and interests they have and connect them to neighboring communities to develop their own shared energy positions.
MAPC is also helped by having their own staff talk with us, meet with us, work on some of our projects. That's part of the grant that we have through the LEAP program, is that they actually just sometimes do things that we would be doing, they take and they do themselves out of their office. And that's a wonderful asset to the city of Medford.
Part of our LEAP process and generally all of our planning work, part of what we do is try to figure out who is the best partner to work with the community on the project that they've identified. That might be a state agency, that might be a local community group or another nonprofit, or that might be a for-profit company that can come in and provide services. MAPC has developed relationships across the board with these partners, and we're able to help communities really think about, okay, this is what we want to do, and this is how we can make it happen.
And when you work with the MAPC, they're advocates for municipalities, for the residents, for what's best for the environment, and that's really important and helpful to us.
Working with environmental issues and conservation issues, it is an addiction, because once you do one thing, you feel so good about what's been accomplished that you look for others to continue and go take it a step further.
LEAP allows communities to take a step back and look at the big picture to ensure that they're expending their energy in the most efficient way possible. Communities are replacing their older streetlights with LEDs or light-emitting diodes to reduce energy consumption and to also improve the safety and lighting in their communities.
We are extremely excited about the Streetlight Conversion process. It's something we started about 3 years ago with Phase 1, where we did about 1,000 of our 3,000 streetlights in town. When we announced at town meeting last year that we would be moving forward with Phase 2 to finalize the streetlight project, we were greeted with a standing ovation at town meeting, which is something that doesn't happen all that often at any town meeting. So I think it gave us a sense that we were doing something the community supported, and they were very happy with what we were doing.
One of the things that DOER has done is collect data on municipal energy use through a tool called Mass Energy Insight. And we have looked at the data and looked at how much energy municipalities use on streetlights. And it's about 7% of the electricity that is used by municipalities goes to streetlights.
Basically what we did is we took our old fleet of streetlights, which were high pressure sodium or HPS streetlights, and we began to replace them with LED or light emitting diode streetlights. So by replacing all of our high pressure sodium lights across town with LED streetlights, we're saving about 620,000 kilowatt hours per year. So that saves us about $130,000, but that also equates to taking 90 cars off the road per year. So to put it in a different context, there's a great environmental and energy savings impact by making this change from high pressure sodium to LED streetlights.
Typically, a city can look at savings anywhere around 48 to 60% on their current energy savings by moving to new LED technologies. Also, their maintenance costs are going to be reduced dramatically because typically LED streetlights last up to 2 times longer than regular high-pressure sodium streetlights.
LED streetlights typically have a 4 to 6 year payback period, and our communities are seeing roughly $100,000 in savings annually from these projects.
It changed sort of a dull yellow light that high-pressure sodium has to a very bright, clean white light for LEDs. That cleaner, whiter light makes it easier for the human eye to see in the dark. So there should be an added safety level in terms of people traversing town streets, as well as just general safety in the neighborhoods, with streets being lit up in a manner where people can see who's coming and going and feel safer where they live.
LED group procurement projects are really exciting because it helps communities come together and not only purchase the LED fixtures themselves, but it also helps them come together and purchase a range of lighting services such as installation, maintenance, and financing. And we find that by doing these services all together, communities have the benefit of really ensuring that they're optimizing savings.
So we worked with the town to look at different vendors and the efficiencies of those products and the cost of those products to try to figure out what was the best match for the town.
An additional benefit of doing the group procurements is having a diverse expertise on the selection committee. And by having representatives from each community that have different backgrounds, it allows the selection committee to really think about a host of issues when reviewing proposals such as financing and product technology.
LEDs have been promising for a while now, and they have recently come to a price point where municipalities should be able to begin installing these en masse. So the price point has stabilized, the technology has stabilized, it's finally affordable enough to go out and do this conversions wholesale.
MAPC has been a great partner with Arlington through all of these initiatives, and I really foresee them continuing in that role going forward.
MAPC's primary role in this project is to administer and organize the group procurement, and by bringing the communities together and helping organize this process, we're allowing them to complete an LED project in a quicker, more efficient way, more so than if they were doing this project on their own.
Really, for communities, if they're thinking of energy efficient projects, an LED streetlight project is a fantastic retrofit project for our community to take on.
I personally am very excited by the potential for LED streetlights in Massachusetts, and I would hope that all 351 municipalities are able to convert their streetlights. I think it has enormous savings potential, both on the cost side and the energy side, and could be installed in every streetlight across the Commonwealth, and I would love to see us be the first state in the nation do that.
MAPC has helped 17 of its member municipalities develop community solar through its current regional solar initiative by taking care of a lot of the upfront legwork that a lot of municipalities find difficult or costly or time-consuming.
On our solar project, one of the important pieces that we brought to that was recognizing that many cities and towns needed the help of a consultant or an owner's agent to help make the project realities in their communities. You know, there's a lot of complicated things when it comes to putting solar on municipal buildings. A lot of different approvals that you need, financing that you need to understand, and legal documents that communities have to sign to make these projects a reality.
So MAPC is helping facilitate the procurement process, vet the development community, find the most qualified vendor, and helping bring in municipalities that may not otherwise have the time to procure someone like that and negotiate the best price. And they're really lowering the administrative costs to the municipalities by taking care of a lot of that upfront work.
I have to give MAPC a lot of credit. They helped us in doing all the mechanics of the procurement, all the administrative work. People don't realize that there's a lot of effort and an awful lot of energy that goes into buying anything but a procurement of this scale in the public sector. And all that was really done for us and ended up with a really desirable result. Amoresco was the kind of company that we would have hoped to have ended up with had we done our own procurement.
In Sudbury, we are right now just finishing construction of a 1.5 megawatt landfill solar project. 1.5 megawatts is a very large, it's covering their entire landfill. It's one of the largest installations in the state.
What we have around us right here is just under 7,000 individual PV panels, and that's enough to serve over 100 homes per year in electricity usage. We are looking forward to saving about $100,000 a year in Sudbury electricity costs.
One of the great benefits of this is that it takes a otherwise arguably useless and non-producing piece of land and puts it to, we think, a very valuable use.
The project will save the town about $2 million over the life of the project. So huge savings, great great way to not only just save the money, which is real dollars and cents, but also producing electricity with the sun rather than with natural gas, coal, and those other resources.
Sudbury, I think, is very proud of this. It's all positive. It has a positive effect on the environment. It has a positive effect on Sudbury's financial situation. It makes use of an otherwise non-productive piece of property. It helped us achieve final closure of the landfill, and it generates awareness of the importance of renewable energy and energy conservation in general. I think it's completely positive.
If you have an opportunity to work with MAPC, absolutely take advantage of it.
The state set a goal of 250 megawatts of solar development by 2017, and we already exceeded that goal 4 years early. The goal now of 1,600 megawatts by 2020 is ambitious, and it will be projects like these that help ensure that we reach that goal. Massachusetts' ambitious energy goals have positioned the state as a leader in energy policy and programs across the country, and municipalities have a key role in leading by example, and performance contracting is an important way that cities and towns can achieve significant energy savings.
Melrose is a green community. We were one of the first designated as a green community in 2010, and as a green community, we are committed to reducing our energy consumption by 20%. So this energy performance contract was one of the main avenues for the significant energy reduction.
An energy performance contract is this great mechanism that the Commonwealth has created under Chapter 25A that allows communities to develop projects that include many different kinds of installations and have those projects be self-funded.
In our ESCO project, one of the major impediments we saw for communities was trying to figure out how to execute a performance contract. These are often 20-year contracts with lots of technical aspects that are really important to see whether communities can get the best deal from the savings that they can achieve through the efficiency upgrades. So as part of that, we went out and procured owner's agent services for both MAPC and our communities to help walk them through the entire ESCO project, from the preliminary audit to the investment grade audit to actually signing the contract. And through that, we hired Peregrine, and they've been a wonderful partner in really helping our communities execute these agreements and making them happen on the ground.
With performance contracting, you're allowed to bundle together a lot of programs or a lot of projects and then reinvest the funds from energy savings into infrastructure improvements. And the result is that you get many projects completed in a really short period of time, and you have performance guarantees not only on the cost and the savings, but also on the way the equipment works.
We were the awardee of a multi-municipality procurement. So 14 municipalities joined together, and the Metropolitan Area Planning Council aggregated these communities to put them out for one large procurement. So it was very competitive. We were very fortunate to win the procurement, and in Melrose was one of the first to actually sign up and start implementing efficiency improvements. The first project that we did with Melrose was actually a solar, rooftop solar project. Currently we're in construction of in over 20 buildings, probably about 24 different types of energy efficiency measures are currently being installed, anywhere from weather stripping all the way up to new boilers and chillers and computerized controls for the HVAC.
When Ameresco puts together the project and we develop all of the measures and the priorities, they attach guaranteed savings for each of the measures. They projected that the first year savings are going to be about $185,000, and those savings will occur year on year.
The energy efficiency measures will not only reduce the kilowatt hours and the therm usage on gas in the city of Melrose, it'll also reduce greenhouse gas emissions. It'll reduce about 1.7 million pounds of carbon dioxide per year, which is a big number, but that's sort of the equivalent of 148 cars taken off the road for a year.
We were neglecting the infrastructure of our buildings. Buildings in many cases are over 100 years old, or some 5 years old. Taking a holistic approach to how these systems can be managed to work for a community while still investing in technology and all the things that are needed in those buildings in knowing through careful study and analysis with Amoresco and MAPC that the return on investment is absolutely in the city's interest.
It's an opportunity for the city to do some of these upgrades that they really wouldn't otherwise do. It's an opportunity to do it and have it be budget neutral. We don't have to get a bond, it doesn't cost the taxpayers any additional money. It's coming right out of our utility budget.
We've been able to improve lighting in our schools. Teachers have said this specifically to me, using energy efficient lighting that is better for the children in terms of learning and teachers for teaching.
MAPC is able to exercise leadership to provide planning impetus and move its member communities forward into a very progressive approach to energy management, and I think that's terrific.
Without the MAPC as a partner, we would not have been able to implement such a comprehensive plan that focuses on all aspects of energy consumption that are going to see benefits for the next 2-3 decades that will change, I believe, the economics of our city.
As a part-time energy manager for a small town north of Boston, I really could not have pulled off this project without the assistance of MAPC.
ESCO program is worth it, and it's a good investment with a good return.
As a Commonwealth, we've taken a real lead in trying to become kind of the greenest and cleanest place that we can, and I think we've finally been recognized around the country that the policies we've put into place are really some of the most innovative and far-reaching of anywhere else in the United States. I see cities and towns as really the real place for innovation, and where, if we're going to meet all of our global warming and climate change challenges, the actions have to happen.